Holy sh! That actually worked? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in the last video I asked ChatGPT to design an axial flux motor, and this is what it came up with. It's mostly 3D printed and consists of two main components. So we've got the stator, which holds 6 wound copper coils, and we've got the rotor, which has 8 neodymium magnets alternating between north and south facing polarity. I used an 8mm bolt and some bearings to fit the two together. And that's basically it. Unfortunately, I couldn't quite get the motor to spin in the end of the last video. I could get it to move back and forth a little bit, but it would never do a full rotation. So today we're gonna fix that. Thankfully, I had a ton of good suggestions on how to fix this thing in the comments under my last video. And I think I found the issue, and thanks to this comment from Willem. He suggested, among other things, that I may have accidentally flipped some of the coils around, and this could totally be the case. Because I wasn't really paying attention to the orientation of the coils, because I was struggling quite a bit trying to fit all the wires and coils into the stator. So I may have accidentally flipped a few of these coils around. And this would absolutely explain why the motor isn't spinning. See, a coil produces a magnetic field based on the flow of current. So if I were to accidentally flip one of these coils around, it would produce the exact opposite magnetic field. And this would basically try to push the motor in one direction, whilst the other coils would try and push the motor in the opposite direction, resulting in no movement at all. So to test if this is the case, the easiest way would be to hook the motor up to an oscilloscope and see if we can get a nice 3-phase sinusoidal wave. Fortunately, I don't have access to an oscilloscope, so I'm gonna have to manually check or visually check all these coils. So I'm gonna open this thing up and just check them. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so now the motor is disassembled, which is luckily quite an easy process. The stator is just 2 halves bolted together. If I undo the bolts, the whole thing comes apart. So now I'm going to check the orientation of the coils, and I'm going to use something called the right hand rule. Basically, if you stick out your right hand and you curl your fingers in the direction that the current is flowing, your thumb will point in the direction of the magnetic field. All of the coils in this motor should be aligned. They should have the magnetic field pointing in the same direction, but I don't think that's the case. So let's go check it. Alright, so it turns out we've got 3 coils with the north facing upwards. I've marked those with a black marker. And we've got 3 coils with the north facing downwards. And this absolutely explains why this motor wasn't moving, because we've basically got 3 coils trying to push the rotor in one direction, and the other 3 coils are trying to push the rotor in the exact opposite direction. So no wonder it wasn't moving at all. Luckily for us, this is a very easy fix, because we're just gonna have to turn these 3 coils around so that all of the coils are facing the same direction. And yeah, that should basically fix the issue. Okay, so hopefully that's fixed it. Let's go ahead and hook this thing up and see if it runs. Alright, so I got a new driver for a drone motor. This is a very cheap driver, but someone told me it would work, so let's see if it does. Holy sh! That actually worked? That works great. All right, let's give it a bit more power, see what it does. Alright, so we fixed it. It turns out it was actually quite an easy fix. I just made a stupid mistake and I accidentally flipped some of the coils around. But now that it is fixed, it works really well. And I think I already know what I'm going to use this for in an upcoming project. So make sure to subscribe for that. If you want to build this thing yourself, I'll have a link in the description to all the 3D printed files and components I used. If you're going to make it, please share it with me. I'll have a link to my Discord server in the description as well. Make sure to join. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.